Good evening, everybody. It's Shelley Johns here from Gympie, and I'm here with Ross.
Good evening.
And thank you for joining us, Lindy. And this is part 3 of our basic member training. So this is all about back to the basics and learning the things that are going to make the most difference in your business. So let's just go on. Oh, I've got to click on the screen. Okay, so moving on from the last call and just having a bit of a revisit on some of the homework that you needed to do in your basic setup of your business, or maybe going back and revisiting. I know I've been doing this and I'm also working on building my Center of Influence list. Have you actually made your list? Have you gone through your phone contacts, your Facebook friends, your address book, whatever it is, anywhere that you have lists and lists of contacts, including memory on, there might be people you don't actually have their contacts, but you know who they are, your local corner store and at the school. You might not always know everyone's name, but they're an acquaintance and you know them by face. So these are people that go on your list. You just say the lady at the corner store or whatever it might be, and they still go on your list. And then you need to think about, would they be interested in losing weight or good health, or are they interested in business, or are they interested in both? So people that go on both lists, you get into contacting them straight away. They're your first point of contact. And if you're not sure what to do, you can use your mentor for 3-way calls and practice the script with friends and family just to get your skills up. So that's step one of number 1. Have you made your list? And keep adding to it continuously. So then you want to have fun and you want to map it out a little bit. I know there was a call on with Rob Walsh, and he was talking about play the what if game. So start doing your circles and squares and mapping out your organization and imagining the people that you would like to work with that you know that could go in as part of your organization and have a bit of fun with it. And often I would do that too when I was mapping out the organization. I'd have lots of circles and squares that were blank because they were ready to be filled. It was like, have the bird cage and it will, come, or if you build it, they will come kind of attitude. So have a bit of fun mapping out and imagining what your organization would look like, especially if you're a visual person. And that's meant to be fun as well. The more fun you make it, the more you'll move forward with ease. Is there anything you want to say to that?
That's pretty well, yeah.
Yep. And if you do have an organisation, draw that out as well, and then start adding the circles and squares underneath your existing people and help them grow and imagine what their organisation. I actually remember George Knight saying that he would often sneak into trainings, like really big ones, and he'd always say, we're carrying a chair in. So we might do that at Spectacular.
We might.
Carry a chair in and letting Trishy on. And he'd carry the chair in and to get in, and then he would peek in and go to the front and look back and imagine all the people that were there were in his organisation. So imagine that. Imagine being at Spectacular and just doing a sneak peek out and looking out at the audience, imagining every single person in that room, whether it was at a local event, the STS, the Spectacular, whatever it is. Imagine all of those people being in your organisation.
Basically believing.
Yes.
You have to believe it. The words are, you must believe it before you actually see it. It's not see it before and then I'll believe it. You actually have to believe it first. Absolutely.
And visualization again, which is so powerful. We know Jan McMahon talks a lot about that. So play the what if game, map it out. Okay, so what are the benefits of talking to your center of influence? Number 1 is they're people that you enjoy being around. So why wouldn't you want to build a business with them or help them on the products? Think about, these are the people you're going to be spending lots of time with. Who can I imagine in my center of influence that I would like to be going to events and Herbalife vacations with and things like that? You want to help the people you care about first. That's another thing George Knight would always say. Why don't you want to talk to your family and friends? Don't you like them? That's what he used to say. So why wouldn't you want to help the people you care about first? They're good people to practice on. Hey, do you mind if I do a free wellness evaluation, or could I practice the script with you? And of course, the people you already know are more likely to refer someone to you, okay? Because they know that you're going to look after them, they know who you are. It's not like they're going to refer them to a total stranger. So these are reasons why you want to talk to your center of influence. And I get that you're not always going to get a positive response, but that you're not going to get that anywhere, anything you do anyway. So you've got to expect those sort of things and get that thick skin. And the best way to get thick skin is to do personal development and plug into the support system and events. Keeps you thicker. It doesn't mean that you won't get affected by the no's and comments, but it keeps you stronger, and you're less likely to quit because someone said something negative. It's going to happen. So get thick skin like water off a duck's back. Ways to expose your center of influence. Hold a shake party or in some sort of skin party or sampling party or whatever you want to call it. I know Cara was talking about doing one, a high tea with Fran, because that kind of appealed to what they like to do. So whatever it is, you know, involve some sort of sampling session. Hold a grand opening. So like a lot of businesses do when they first get started, have a grand opening and invite everyone. Ask to do a practice wellness evaluation with them. Ask to practice your scripts with them. Also ask them, who do you know that I could help? I've just started my business. These are my results. Who could I help? And then also ask them if they can, if you can share your results on their timeline on Facebook or any of the other social media platforms. Make sure you've got all the correct, you know, individual results may vary, results not typical. But imagine if you asked 100 people to share a post or your results on their timeline, who you could access through that. So you're going through their friends list as well that way, but in a really nice way where that person's edified you and get them to tag you as well. Is there anything you want to add?
No.
Good points.
Good points.
Cool. Invitation to a presentation. So this is really our job. When you really get down to the nuts and bolts of it, where our job is to invite people to have a look at something, whether that's product results, to try a shake, to come to a business opportunity meeting, whatever it is, you know, come to a fit club. You're inviting into something, and this is your productive activity. And you have to think about that. Is the activity I'm doing every single day productive? I can tell you I do a lot of unproductive things during the day. Sometimes I flop about doing all sorts of things and go, Shelley, what are you doing? Do the things that count first, and then you can do the other fun stuff afterwards. So you have to do the most important stuff first. And I'm constantly reminding me of that, another George Knight thing, you know, what's imperative is it what's important, but what's imperative that will get your business to grow. So we can waste a lot of time on social media, flicking through and answering and liking, but really at the end of the day, it's talking to people, doing flyers, talking to people face to face, reaching out to people in your center of influence, and then inviting them to come and take a look. So I'm generally a little bit more broader when I go, like we went shopping today, and the guy that was serving us, it was a young guy, I hadn't seen him before. And normally I'd go, do you mind leaving these in the lunchroom? If we've got this event, if anyone would like to come. But I actually directly just said, hey, if you're looking for some extra income, we've got this event on Saturday. This guy was a broke carpenter and he's built a multi-million-dollar income in the wellness industry. So if you'd like to come and take a look, it's this Saturday. And I gave him a flyer directly before he went on to his next customer. Yep. So I'm trying to be a little bit more direct. I think it's probably a better way. So your main focus should be to invite as many people as you can to the events you have happening in your community, but it also includes online events. So once you've got a member, inviting them onto something like this, an online HOM or anything else that you have, because you could do a wellness evaluation like this if you wanted to. So get a list of all the events from your mentor, if you're new and you don't know what that is. And if you don't have any, create them. A bit scary, isn't it, having to create your own, but sometimes you just have to be that person that does that. But also, sorry, she's getting on again. I'll put her on. Okay. So here's some examples of things that you can invite into. Look, there's many more, but I just threw a few out there so you could see. And they're called DMOs, Daily Methods of Operation. And these are your events that you can invite into. So might be a skin party, some sort of home club where you're doing everything from home, not a problem. Weight loss challenges. That can be online or face-to-face. Internet stuff, so with webinars like we're doing tonight. So, the Zoom, you can actually set up your own Zoom and have a free one that goes for like 45 minutes or something like that. a happy, healthy hour, or a healthy breakfast, or something to draw people into, markets, roadshows, and expos that you can invite people to. Hey, I'm going to be at this thing, come and say hi. Of course, abide by all the rules and regulations for that. Your lifestyle centre or an office where you can run, HOMs, Fit Club, or any other activities, doing a grand opening, a dinner party or high tea, or some sort of recipe making, shake party, that sort of thing. And there's many, many more things. So you can get as creative as you want to, but these are the things you want to be constantly inviting into. And you don't have to do everything. You might just pick maybe a couple of things that you really love. And I know you like to really narrow it down to one thing, whereas I probably have a broad amount of things because I like to know what we're good at as it evolves, because things change over time on how they're done, and with technology and things like that. And it's good to stay present in the market and current in the market so that you can teach someone how to do it. So that's what to invite into. And I really like this. I actually found this, I Googled this today, and I really love this too. So invitation to presentation, they call it a 72-hour flow. And I know that Merv and Gary will always try and get cash in your pocket within the first 72 hours of someone getting started. That's not always possible, but if you're able to do it, it gives them that real sense of, wow, this is working. Even if they made like $10 or $20 or $50 profit, it shows that it works. So here's an idea of what to do. So you've got invite, you have a presentation, and that might be the business or it might be products. So you have your retail script, and I know I've been sharing the scripts for your center, and your center of influence script to me is this kind of the same as a business script, except obviously you can, you know who they are. So they might not be interested, not a problem. Start inviting them to other things, stick with them, give them lots of love until they eventually come around. Okay, so that's for the no's, and there's going to be plenty of them. The funnel for people starting on the products, they start on the product, you invite them to other events, you give amazing follow-up, they get results, they get more results, you show them the income opportunity, you might invite them to an HOM and an STS or in your local area, and then they become a distributor or a member. And then for someone that comes in as a business builder, that they're wanting to do the business, again, you teach them to start inviting people to the events. They're working on their results, so their product results, but also the income story. You get them into different events that are happening with locally and through corporate, like STSs and things like that, and get them to that STS with their free ticket initially. Any sort of leadership weekends, like the one coming up in November, spectaculars, extravaganzas, and all of a sudden you've got people that are going to all of these things, they're going to turn into leaders, because you really want to develop leaders in your business. So I really loved this whole flow, which is cool. I'll probably upload it onto Challenge Yourself Daily so you've got access to it, you can print it out. But you want to develop your flow chart so you're very clear on what it is that you're doing every single day. Okay, so but you want to start with your center of influence. So if you haven't done this, or you need to go back and revisit it, I would recommend it, because I'm constantly doing this, thinking, who haven't I spoken to, or who reached out to me before and nothing happened from that, and I just might give them that one more time, just one more, and just in case it's the right timing for them. So just, keep inviting every single day, even if you feel like you've been inviting and inviting and inviting. And I know Trishy on the call and Lindy can definitely relate to this, where you probably felt like you're doing a lot of seed planting and not a lot's happening yet. But all of a sudden one person comes onto the products, and then something else happens and something else happens. I can see this happened for Trish with Vicky. She's been talking to her for a while. All of a sudden she's on the product, she's getting great results, she's coming to Fit Club, she's coming on Saturday, and you're doing, spending a lot of time together, which is great. So you're mentoring her along the way, and you've got some other stuff happening too, and that's really great to see. And it hasn't happened overnight, and sometimes it hasn't been easy. Now I bet there's been times where you felt like quitting, but you've just got to keep going. It's the key. Never ever quit. That's all I can say. So is there anything you wanted to add?
No, it is seed planting. It's the story of the giant bamboo tree. You water it and water it and you water it every day. You could water it every day for 5 years and not see anything come out of the ground. And then all of a sudden, when it does come out of the ground, it shoots so high into the air, it's crazy in a very, very fairly short period of time. It's just got to keep on doing it over and over and over again. They're there. You've just got to eventually come across that right person.
That's a cute story. If I had known you were going to tell that, I would have done a little bamboo picture.
You are a worry.
So I think this is a really simple training, but a great one. So I think that might be it. So we just finished off with some quotes, because I can tell you right now, the key to your growth in your business, other than smashing those products like your life depends on it and just being consistent.
And really, that is the key. It is just take your products, keep giving yourself the best result possible. Someone does notice it. It's not even though they notice it. Our mentality, even when we're having the bad days or the weeks that we have, they get you through it. You feel better in yourself ultimately, because then you've got to think back and go, what would I feel like if I wasn't feeling the way I felt right now?
Yep.
I wasn't taking this, what I'm doing right now.
And it's almost like you're sending a little thing out into the universe that says, wow, look how consistent this person is on the products, and look how serious they are about the products. You'll start attracting people that are serious about the products. So you'll attract people like you, and that's what you want. I want lots of clients like us, and lots of team members like us that love the products and want to use it. So that's what I imagine I'm attracting. And sometimes people don't start off like that instantaneously. They build into that as well. So you've got to be patient, like the bamboo tree.
Yeah. And really, what you've got written in there, work on yourself more than you than you do on your job, is probably the most important and probably sometimes the hardest thing to do. You can be successful and do what you can, do what other people don't do, all that. But if you don't work on yourself, it is the hardest thing to do, and it is the most important thing to do. And it takes time. And every one of us are different. Some people can get it in a month, 6 months. Some people could take 5 or 6 years before it just clicks, or it just rolls into where it naturally. You look at, we unfortunately, we look at people at times and go, why are they so good at that? Why are that? But we don't know what they may have gone through. We don't know how long their dark period in their eyes were, or whatever the case may be. We have to remember that.
Yeah.
We really do.
So easy to do, easy not to do. But if you just work on yourself, and look, sure, does it bring up a lot of stuff when you're doing personal development? Yep. And some people don't want, some people don't want to face that. But you're not alone. You've got plenty of support around you. And so, if you have those people that are going to say, come on, you can get through it, keep working on it. But we all have the same stuff that comes up. So we're all more the same than we are different. And
the best thing I found today was some matches. So I got to write out all the crap and then burn it. I mean, I tell the kids don't play with matches. I did. It was fun.
That's right. So they're the sort of personal development things that you can do. So I thought we'd finish with Jim Rohn. And thank you for being on the call tonight. It was a very simple one, but it's something that you need to apply. So make sure you go back through your center of influence and see who else you can speak to or retouch with. Keep working on yourself and reading, listening to things, who you're around, and all of that. It's all really, really important. So we're going to finish recording, and then we're going to open it up to have a chat. So give me 2 seconds. So thank you for being on the call, and this is going to be sent out as a recording.